Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? I think you've done this before. I'm not sure, but I'd like to explain real quick. I can't. I do so many readings. I can't remember everybody's name that I do a reading for. But anyway, I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. I try to describe the picture the best that I can. There is always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind, because you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later, and they go, I know what he's talking about. So, this is not an exact science. Sometimes you're going to have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. He won't give me all the details. Details are none of my business. He should give me just enough so you know what he's referring to. Okay, he's pulling my eyes to some stuff and he's trying to say something, but he's not saying anything yet. Anyway, um, forgot where I was. I'm blonde. Pew! Of course, not naturally, but I'm still blonde. It fits. Fits the scenario. So, I talked to Brian. He he something popped up on my ALEXA and it was kind of like two lines of, I don't even know what it said, but he just concentrated on acted decisively. And he says he wished he had acted decisively. Not sure where he's going with this yet. I do know. Tell her I'm sorry. I wish I hadn't lost touch with her. It's like when he regained contact with you, there was something holding him back. Something, either like maybe you were in a relationship or you had something on your side, or he was in a relationship and he had something on his side. Something that was holding him back. And he had to act decisively. Several times he almost blurted something out. There was also something, I don't know if he was in the actual war. He's not showing me if he was, like any other foreign country or anything. The picture he sent me had a uniform on. Whether he just served in the military for a little bit. Something happened to him while he was serving. Something that he says put a wall up in him. Something that changed him. Something that made him a different person. But when he started talking to you again, he felt more at ease, more like home, like coming home, like shoulda, woulda, coulda. I wish I had tried it again. I wish I had crossed the line. Because now we'll never know. But he found a sense of peace that something back, way back, could have been the military, could have been childhood. He's stressing more military. That he says it did a number on him. So maybe he was in actual war zones. Does that to a lot of our people. And he felt like it was something that he didn't want to share with others because it wasn't their burden. It was something that burdened him. And he kind of felt like he would be a detriment. Maybe some of his past relationships, this was boiling under the surface, and it messed up some of his relationships over the years. And he was afraid to try it again. He thought about you often. And that gave him a sense of peace. But then there was the wondering too. It'd be like one of those things. He'd be sitting there, and you would pop into his head, and he'd be like, "Well, I wonder what she's doing now. I wonder how she turned out. I wonder how her life is." He keeps comparing it. I just had something similar happen where um, ran into somebody that I went to school with. Hadn't seen him all these years, and it was like going home. It was like coming home. It was like I healed some of my childhood wounds because he was there at the time that I was being wounded. He wasn't one of them wounding me, but he was there and didn't even know because I didn't tell people. Nobody knew. Nobody knew those things were happening to me, not even him. So it did something to help some of my childhood wounds. But his childhood wounds wounded me all those years later. So it kind of was a vicious circle. So I think he keeps telling me it's like that, it's like that, it's like that. Mine's a twin flame. This is not a twin flame. Could be a soulmate to have that deep feeling of peace when you guys started talking, calm and peace. We have many soulmates. You only get one twin flame in a lifetime, and it's very rare. Not everybody incarnates with a twin flame. Twin flame is the other half of your soul. It's one soul split into two. So mine is extra touchy. They're a rough relationship. Soulmates, you can have another female. You can be a parent, a child, a friend across the world, on the other side of the world, that you just have that connection with. And like I said, you can have several. It's not like husband and wife, every single soulmate. My best friend is my soulmate. Took me years to find her. So again, he says shoulda, woulda, coulda. I think somehow some people have an inner knowing that they're not going to be here much longer. That they're not going to live to be 100. And it's usually a subconscious thing. We don't usually know it up here. And well, I don't have anything up there. That's how they talk to me because there's plenty of space in there to get in. um, he says he struggled emotionally in his life. Not like I'm not saying he was a basket case. I'm not saying he did bad things. Nothing like that at all that I feel or see. Just that this thing that was in his gut just consistently kind of boiled. it was there churning. And even when I started this work several years ago, I had to go back to things back in my past to heal them in order for me to open up to this work better. And mine were from clear back when I was 5 years old. And that's that's that thing in me that I had to get out of there. It's still there a little bit. But he had something like that just gnawed on him. Usually we don't even know it's there, but it'll surface every so often. And then you think, oh, I got rid of it. Because I thought I got rid of all that shit. But you don't. It stays, you just stuff it down and just kind of hide it for a while. And this is what he was doing, like stuffing it down, and then it would come back up, and stuff it down, and it would come back up. So he never got it healed, which kind of blocked him from going further with relationships. Say that again. He kind of felt like he would be a detriment to you if he crossed that line. Oh, my desk is shaking. Looks like an earthquake. But it was in the back of his mind that he wanted to try it. And then he kept thinking, no, I can't mess up somebody else's life again. So know that you gave him a great sense of peace and comfort from his, I don't want to say demons. He didn't have demons. Just whatever this thing was gnawing on him. It's not a demon. And he appreciated it. And he thought about you after you guys got in touch with each other. He says more than he should have. He says, so I wanted to come through to thank you for giving me that peace in my life. It's been hard to come by. He says most people considered him standoffish because he had this wall up because of this thing. I think he was afraid that this thing would get loose from him. I know that may sound silly and go out and hurt other people. He's evidently hurt some other people and it's really in his life, and it's really bugging him that he did not want to do it again, and he felt like you were special. So not all soulmates are meant to come together, and some are just meant to heal each other. And you helped him heal part of that, so he had more peace at the end of his life. And before I started the reading, I felt like I usually pull what I call my release cards. It's something that you need to let go of, something you need to release. And I let him tell me when to stop. He picked the card out. And even though he's the one that needed a lot of healing, got surrendered to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, that's confirmation. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. So if you've got something in your belly like he did, which I feel like he's leaning towards, that you've got something in there that maybe you're stuffing down, and it could be from childhood. It can be that far back. And look, I found mine like 12 years ago. Look how old I am, from 5 years old, that I've lived with my whole life. Find a way to get that out. Find a way to talk to it. Mine was a 5-year-old little girl who was abused, molested, and basically sat in a corner and was very quiet so she didn't get in trouble, and people would like not hurt her anymore. And I had to go back to that 5-year-old little girl and tell her she's loved and that she feels like, and that she is safe. She is safe now. So I'm just giving you my example, because I'm not saying you have the same thing, but it could be that far back and it could be that deep, and that he had something like that, and I'm feeling like he's telling you that you do too, even if it's subconscious and you don't know it. Think about what boils up sometimes, like when you get angry for no reason. He's going like this. I know you can't see my hand up there, but he's going up. He's reaching up like he's catching something. Have you been sending him love, sending him, I hope you're okay, sending him good wishes? He's catching them. I promise you 1,000% he can hear you, he can see you. Talk to him all you want to. Oh, what's that song? I can hear him singing it. They love to communicate through music. I knew that song. It took me a little bit to get to it. I always have ALXA answer. You've Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story. I thought, no wonder I knew that song. I mean, I had daycare in my house for over 25 years. We had a lot of Toy Story and stuff like that, and the grandkids. So you've got a friend in me. So he's singing that to you. So anytime you have a problem that he would have been good at, just even if it's just a listening ear, he might have been good at helping you think it through or something like that. Call on him. Ask him to help you. You have to ask. They cannot override your free will choice. I'm going to quit saying that, you guys, because they're doing something to me. They're doing something to me right now. Not him, not Brian. Sorry, I'm bitching at my team. I always say, you cannot override my free will choice. They're doing something right now where they are overriding my free will choice. So now I'm going to have to bite my tongue every time I say that, because they're not supposed to override your free will choice. They're stopping mine right now for good reason, but it'll be okay later. But you need to ask. You can ask for him specifically. You can ask your team. You can ask your guides. You can ask your angels. And they'll do the best they can to come up with a solution. And then you have to be ready to allow whatever they bring forward. I'm not going to say it's going to be the instant you ask. It might be. I always use the example of a job. Let's say you got a job that stinks and you don't like it. You'd really like to have a good job that you love. And you run into somebody in the grocery store and they go, hey, we have an opening at the company I work for, and it's a great place to work. Why don't you come over and talk to them? So it seriously works that way. They know how to push the right buttons. So don't hesitate to ask him, because he'll do anything he can to help you. He says he loves you. Have you heard some strange little beep 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 lately? Beep beep beep. I don't even know what kind of a beep 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 it is. Beep beep beep. It's not like it's not like the trash truck backing up like beep beep. It's beep beep beep. Little light beeps. Listen for that. It doesn't matter where you're at when you hear it. Something about memory. Boy, this is way back, way back. A memory. I don't know how old you were when you knew him. 7th grade. You guys surely didn't go to a dance in the 7th grade, did you? Did you go to a dance while you were still in school? It kind of looks like a school dance. Maybe. It doesn't have to be, could be after. Maybe he was in the same place, but he didn't talk. You guys didn't talk. But it's like the two of you were dancing. So I'm a little confused. I'm always confused. But it's like dancing, but it's like, but the clothes don't match. I don't know how old you are now. I don't ever creep anybody's Facebook page before I do readings because it messes up what little mind I have. And I want this to be authentic. I don't want it to be something I saw. But the image he's showing me would make me think more like in the 50s. But like teenage or young adults. Somehow I feel like it's you. Maybe he saw you somewhere dancing. Maybe he was watching you, not like a creeper. Not creeping. Maybe he was just there. So I don't know. That's something you might have. You don't know if we'll get a for sure answer to that. Maybe he saw a picture of you dancing. Like I said, I don't know how old you are, so it could be 60s. I kind of stink at guessing ages and names and things like that, but it could be 60s. I'm looking at the clothes. He said with that, he's going to leave. He says, know that I will always be your friend, that we were meant to cross paths, my teeth, PATHS, again. And I'll meet you in the next life. Even better. Next lifetime, you'll realize who I am when we meet. There'll be that soul connection. I was in a restaurant one time, and the man was nice looking, but I was so drawn to him. He was a couple tables away from me, and I couldn't take my eyes off of him. I go, oh my gosh, there's some kind of a heavy soul connection there. And I think he caught me staring at him. I was so embarrassed. Never saw him again. He was probably scared to come back to town. Who's that creepy lady staring at me? It's that feeling that you go, oh, wow, I know them, and I know I really like them. You'll have that feeling next lifetime. I don't know if you believe in past lives, but I still have trouble wrapping my head. I believe in it, trouble wrapping my old brain around it, old past beliefs around it. But I believe it's true. Anyway, he's leaving. Much love to you, my dear. Like I said, don't be afraid. Go Google YouTube. You got a friend in me. Oh, Woody from Toy Story. I love that movie. And a few years ago when they came out with the last one, took some of the grandkids with me. I wanted to go see Toy Story. Much love to you, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Love ya. Peace out.